This is actually the third time I'm recording this. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to guide you guys, take you guys on how I managed to obtain my South African driver's license. Let's get straight into the intro. So yeah, just a little background story. I did apply for my South African driver's license, and I'm just here to share a little background story, the hassle, the problems, the experience, so you guys will also be aware if ever you want to apply for yours currently in today's standard. So yeah, I did make this video before, I think about a year or so. I made this video on my other channel, a similar video, and I actually explained everything, but there is a problem somewhere in the video that a lot of people actually have a problem with. So apparently there are some certain things that I said in the video that most South Africans are actually not happy about that, so I had to redo this whole video just so I don't step on any toes. So yeah, first of all, to get your driver's license, you need to first book your driving agent or your driving school, which there are a lot of them in town. Kopitori, Johannesburg, you can find a lot of them. Normally, these private cars that you see on the road, Mang Mang driving school, Tabang driving school, all those guys are people that can actually help you with such situations. So yeah, I did book mine. I got mine in Marabastad. I'm sure you guys probably know about it. It's in Pretoria, and that is where I managed to get my agent, my driver. I had to do a bit of registrations online. In that case, I had to send my identity. It depends on what you actually have. So if you have a passport, as a foreigner, that's fine. As a South African, that's also fine. If you have an ID, that's also fine. No problems. As long as you got an identity, you should be good to go. But I think on the passport side, you need to either have a permit or so. I can't really recall. But I mean, you guys do know that there's always a way around it, which I'm not going to mention anything here. So yeah, they first need to take your details, jot down everything, and then the agent will actually tell you a certain date that hey, on this date, let's say on the 15th of May, 16th of June, whatever, you'll be coming for your learners driving school. You'll be coming to do your actual field test. So they will give you the dates, and that's what actually happened to me. So I was given the dates, and I went on the field for the learning. And it actually happened at Marabastad as well, opposite the Home Affairs. So they gave me, I think I first started with a private car, which I was already driving, so it wasn't that of a big deal. And then I jumped onto a truck, which that was actually my first time driving a truck.
It's my first time seeing a car that got two brakes, one for the passenger and one for the driver. It's a 5-speed manual. It's got the normal 3 pedals as any other car. You can see this is the accelerator, the brake, and then the clutch. And then if you look on the other hand, there's also another brake here. I was actually asking him what it does. He said it's also a brake for the instructor. The one who will be teaching you how to drive will be operating that. So in case you mess up, he's going to use that.
So I jumped on a truck, and they taught me all the basic things or everything that needs to be known or taught. Hey, put on your seatbelt when once you jump on. You need to check your side mirrors, your inner mirrors, make sure everything is intact. You don't just jump in the car and go. You're going to fail, Baba. You must calm down, man. And that's basically me. I mean, that's how I normally drive with my private car. I normally, I hardly, if ever I'm going to put on a seatbelt unless it's a long trip. But that's a bad habit. You shouldn't do that. Yeah, so I actually put it on, just not that often. So I did everything, and then he's like, okay, cool. Use the truck to climb the mount. I mean, there was a hill, so you climbed that will be your first test. You climb the hill with the car, and you need to make sure that the car does not descend. So you need to balance the clutch and the accelerator together, so that's way the car will not descend. So those are some of the things that you learn when you get to the field. There are a whole lot of things that they're going to tell you to do. There are a whole lot of things that you're going to learn. So after the whole thing, I think you're going to do that for about or 3 days or so. You need to perfect it. You need to be very good at that particular driving. So once everything was done, we had to book for my examination. And remember, whatever that you learn on the field, you're going to apply that in an exams. It's not just about learning of the car, driving and getting the license. It's not that easy.
Imagine a whole businessman. Now I'm learning how to drive. So I'm in a truck right now, and tomorrow is the day that I'll be going for the test, the actual test. Today is just let's say more like learning. Yeah, it's a lesson that I'm taking. So they've booked a truck for me to be going reverse and back, reverse and back. Yo, this is crazy, man. This is crazy, but I'm hoping anytime soon I'll be done. And then the next day I need to go to Mpumalanga for the actual test as well. So we will see how it goes. So far so good, man.
Mpumalanga, Hendrina, which is very far. I think it's about 5 hours from Pitori. So we went all the way to Hendrina, and I think I woke up somewhere 4, 5 in the morning. Yeah, it was that crazy. So if ever you are booking that far, you should be prepared for such obstacles. But that is not to say that there isn't any departments around. I mean, there are a lot of traffic, there are a lot learning centers, there are a whole lot. Johannesburg, Pretoria, Randburg, like there's a bunch of them. I just don't know why my agent took mine that far. So I mean, I can't question him. I just had to obey, and I wasn't the only one. We were about 5 or 4 or so, and then we head off to the place. And the first time they took all my details, the name, print out some couple of documents, and then we got into the hall. It's more like high school examination. Or when you're going to write your final exams, geometric, the same procedure. So you are not the only one. There will be, I mean, multiple people in the room, just like how you write your metric go high school. So everything was intact. In the exams, it's just your basic questions. I mean, the things that you actually learned on the field. When you get to a stop sign, what do you do? When like just those basic questions. I can't actually require everything, but then it's everything that got to do with driving aspects. So when you get to the car, do you put on your seatbelt or do you do this? When you get to a yellow sign, do you pass or do you stay? Like all those random, I mean, questions. And if you are someone that you've actually been learning or driving on the field, those questions shouldn't bother you that much. It's time consuming because we actually got there in the morning, and after the exams, I think it was roughly around 3 to 4, and we had to leave that place again back to Pitori. That was a journey. So we got to Pitori very late, and it's quite crazy. It's something that you should always consider. If ever you are doing yours a distance away from you, just prepare that you're going to go through hassle, problems. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that, because you are far from home. So I think I will always advise that if you want to do your license, try to find the nearest department, or try to talk to your instructor that maybe he should do it around. That would be much better. So that was it. And I think a couple of days later, we booked the second day. I think everything is being done online, but I can't really recall. Maybe the agent was also communicating with them in gathering information and the date as well. I don't know. But then the second appointment was booked, and the second day was the day that I need to go for the actual test. The first thing that I learned at Marabastad in terms of driving, parking the car, doing that, doing this, that is what we were actually going to do. And bear in mind that this was the actual test. And with that particular test, once you fail that, it's done. Once you fail that test, it's that there is no plan B or second option, which means you're not going to get your driver's license. Yeah, once you fail that, you're not going to get your driver's license. So we got to the field, and then everything that I was told, I applied it there. They'll tell you to turn the car, reverse the car, and when reversing, once you get in the other lane, it's game over for you. It's game over for you. And I actually had a bit of problems at the spot, but then it was very minor, and we managed to fix it. I mean, with a bit of conversations here and there. So Bear in mind, it's not gonna be that easy, so you always need to prepare. Especially if you're a first-time driver, you've never drive before. I think you should learn more or prepare for such. But if you have been driving, I mean, even now I have been driving way before. I mean that date of testing, but I still had issues, and that was a problem. So you don't want to go through such issues. So yeah, but I do know that there are people that always get around it. I mean, you guys do know that there are many ways to go South Africa, bruh. Everything get connection. So I didn't do that, but then I do know that there are ways around. There are people don't even go for the test. People don't even go for the learn anything and all that. Yeah, but then it is what it is. They still get their driver's license. So yeah, but I would advise you always follow the right procedure. Always go for the learners. Always go for the whole thing, just for you to be on the safer side. So once we did everything, we had to sign, do fingerprint, photos, biometrics, and all that. And then once that is done on the spots, you're going to get your learners. So with the learners, I think it's valid for 3 months or 6 months. I can't really recall. I mean, it's been a while now. I think since I got my driver's license, it's about a year or so. So once you get your learners, that is where you have to wait for the actual driver's license. So with the learners, it's more like the driver's license, but then it's to say that you've done the license, but then we are waiting for the physical card. So we give you a learners for you to hold on to, drive with without any issues. It's actually a piece of paper, just like the temporary ID thing. So yeah, so I got that, and then I think it was around November or December, and we had to wait next year because obviously December they will be going on holiday. So I think I got mine in January or February. I can't really remember the exact date, but then once they resumed, everything was fine, and I had to come back again. I think they will send me a message that, hey, your license is ready for collection, but then they first have to take the learners that they gave you before, and then you get your card. It's not that of a hassle, but then if you are going unprepared, uh it's going to murder you, baba. So where's my license, man? I think yeah, here it is. I'm actually not gonna show the front side, but then yeah, it is what it is. So this is it, and it's actually expiring 2026. I got it 2021. Yeah, so this is the whole thing, and yeah, you should always be prepared for um, the problems and the challenges. I'm not saying it is difficult. It's not tough. I'm just saying that it's not gonna be easy either. So this is something that you should always bear in mind. So for the documents that you need, I think you will need a passport photo and your identity document as well. I'm not sure if you can apply for this with an asylum. I'm not sure about that, but then obviously ID holders can do it. If you have a passport with a permit, you can also do it. I'm not sure if you have just the passport without a permit, it can work, but you have to make some inquiries on that to find out what is actually happening. But yeah, just talk to your agent, talk to the driving school instructor, talk to them, and I think you should be fine to go. So yeah, that is it. This is the driver's license, and let me know if you have any questions. I actually had to redo this video again because the first one that I did, people had issues with it because I was actually reviewing a lot of information, and I think they found that to be a problem. So I had to reshoot, and yeah, it is what it is. Once again, I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm shooting this at night, and Tokulushi outside, witchcraft. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Do not forget subscribe on the channel, like the video as well, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe. Peace.